Okay, a very pleasant Tuesday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untangle on the Bridge 99 FM. Want to say a very special morning to you, Richie B and the Up and Go team. Always we have some wonderful conversations, and of course, this morning is no exception because there's so much to talk about. So much to talk about. So have yourselves all a wonderful day and a very special welcome to our listeners. Thank you very much for listening. You know that's why we're here. Want to say a very special morning to Team Untengle. You know, as I listen to this group, and as I look at them on the screen, it's very interesting how we think because there are groups all over the world that have influenced us as Jamaicans. There are groups all over the world that have influenced musicians from out of Jamaica. When we do interviews with the veterans, they will tell you even country and western singers influence their music. People influence people, and that's just a fact. And the fact that we have influenced these people is just another fact. And when you look at this group, Soldier, it is very clear that they have been influenced by our culture. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? We should be celebrating that. Because look at them. Look at them. You can see that all the one day, a Gregory Isaacs thing that, he might keep up in the one in the blue suit, a Gregory Isaacs thing that. And look at even the one in the white. A lot of dreadlocks in the group influenced by our culture. Is nothing wrong with that. Many other people's cultures influenced us, and we just have to wake up and smell them. I don't know if a coffee you drink or if a gardening you do and smell the roses. But that's just life. Look at that Virgin there. As I look at that Virgin, I know that the average one of them Virginia-based people, them do sit down. So it's a Jamaica sit down that, Remember me tell you, say, it's a Jamaica sit down. You can see so the people, them study we. You can see so them appreciate we, them love the culture, them love reggae music, and that's what's up. That's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but that's okay, because you have your opinion too, but that's really just my opinion. So we're going to tell you more about this group, and it says that the band members appeared magnanimous in victory and said thanks, paused to pay tribute to Jamaica, the homeland of reggae. And the band's lead singer, Joseph Hemphill, said, "We want to thank all our influences when we were growing up. Starting our reggae band was kind of our dream and the only thing we wanted to do. And then one day people started coming to the shows." That's very interesting. So can you imagine the uphill task that these brothers had to face to do reggae in a space that reggae is not the song, the genre that people really gravitate to. So it's obvious that they really love the genre. And that is why they chose reggae music. And they were influenced by the Jamaican culture. So we give you another track. This one is called Messages. And that's another thing that I loved when I was listening to the CD that won the Grammy. Even the messages. We don't hold a corner upon message, We don't hold corner on messages. People live life experiences, and life teaches us all kinds of things from different spaces that we're in, and we learn. And for those who want to share musically, free to do so. I thought to myself, I'm wondering how Robert Nesta Marley is thinking about this band, and it's so obvious the influence that he has had on a band like Soldier. And he must be smiling. He must be smiling. And, just looking at that picture of them, if you want to put it up again, Sean, that picture of them collecting the Grammy. Yeah, I'm happy for them. Remember, they've been nominated 3 times before, and they didn't win. And now they have won. So, a lot of people might be saying that it is because they're an all-white band. I tend to differ. I really differ. I really do. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't be saying that is the first all-white reggae band that ever win the Grammy Reggae. And that's what we're saying here now. And they've been nominated 3 times before. Let me tell you something. You see this music here? We need to take this music seriously. We really do. And there are what should I say now? There's a way that music is played. There's a way that music is felt. And trust me when I tell you, we have to bring back the instruments in the music. Of course, the original instrument is the voice. But we're doing a lot of, instruments here that we now feel it. That drum and bass is something that we move away from that. We're not putting a lot of other instruments into our music. A lot of it computerized. And here is a band that giving us natural music. Obviously understanding the music. Want to say enough respect, to the Jamaican musicians, who understand the music and not only just understand the music, but really understand exactly what we're talking about here. There is a way that this thing is done, and we need to learn the music, put the music inside of the songs, bring forward the instruments. And let me tell you, this group is doing just that. So the 13-track Beauty in the Silence was released on September 24 via ATO Records, and had peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Reggae Albums, number 34 on Billboard's Current Albums charts, and at number 52 on Billboard's Top Album Sales chart. It featured the collaborations The Day You Came with Ali Campbell of UB40 and Revolution, Press Rewind with J Boog and Collie Buds, and Something to Believe in with Stick Figure, among others. And it says that this is Soulja's 3rd nomination and 1st Grammy win. I have a favorite on this particular CD, and the favorite that I have is called Things You Can't Control. Another international message, an international message that just about every genre, every culture, every race can identify with. I think we are just about ready to connect with Beauregard and the... Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Mama Kelly?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Nice to hear your voice.
Good to hear you
How was your
too.
weekend?
Very good. Interesting weekend though. Lord have mercy. So many things
Yes,
happened.
ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
A
Oh,
lot of controversy over the weekend.
enough.
Yeah, man.
How can we not start with the Grammys? How can we not start with the Grammys?
We can't. There's no other road to go. We have to start right. That's all.
Or you start,
Yeah,
because
right.
I have made my opinion very clear on my program, and we played some tracks from the CD Beauty in the Silence. Let me know how you feel, because our listeners know how I feel.
Well, one of my features here on my show, Mama Kelly, is what I call the Grammy Spotlight.
Right.
Where I feature songs from all of the Grammy artists that are nominated. So for the last couple of weeks leading up to the Grammys, I've been doing that. It's something I've been doing for 2 years now,
Okay.
to be honest. And so people have heard me play the songs. So I have no problem in playing the nominees or whatever the case may be. I also have no problem with who won the Grammy. I hear a lot of people talking a lot of things and saying that they should not have won and that the award should have been given to a Jamaican artist, which I understand how they feel as Jamaicans. But let's be honest here, this is not the best reggae Jamaican artist award.
It's not.
This is it's not the best reggae Jamaican artist award. It's the best reggae album award.
That's right.
And in a moment like this, we need to be proud of the fact that of how the music is doing, and to see so many people gravitate to the music and pick up the music and is singing the music and is trying to push the music forward despite how they might look. People sound, it makes us sound a little bit ignorant in what I hear a lot of people saying, how a white man for win and all of them something. It just sounds crazy to me.
But can I tell you something though, Beauregard? When the Marleys win, we have a problem with that, and them no white. So you realize that people are just going to have issues with awards like the Grammys, because it's such a prestigious award. And and I agree with you 100%. You said a while ago that we should be proud of the influence that we have had on the world, and I could not agree with you more. You look at the picture of those brothers in Soulja, and you see Jamaican culture all over them.
Yeah, man.
It is
big
just
influence.
Big influence. And you see the
Yeah,
dreadlocks. You see as I said, you have one of them in him look like him always in a jacket and tie. Straight Gregory Isaacs. You don't even have to ask who a female mentor. And we see Bob Marley. We see ourselves.
Yes. And we have to be careful of the narrative and how we make ourselves look out there to the world, like, you know, like sore losers. Like, we're saying that reggae just stop at Kingston or Mobile, like
True,
it don't
true.
leave the island, like nobody else acknowledges it or loves it. When you leave
Absolutely.
Jamaica and you go to all of these places all around the world, let's be honest, a large percent of the crowd are white people,
There you go.
and they love them love the music. So where I gotta tell them, say, don't come on the show.
Beauregard, let me tell you something. A lot of what is being said is lack of exposure. But what you just said a while ago is so true. A lot of the reggae music that we do here in Jamaica is oftentimes not even appreciated by our own people. It is when we go to continents like Africa and Europe that we see the real appreciation of the reggae music that we produce here. So when since it was all about us? When since?
I don't know. It's just I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that I see people are saying, and you know, some people are really saying some nasty things on social media, and some of them are just, you know, fans of other artists, you know, saying what they want to say and not thinking before they speak, you know. So, you know, overall it just makes us as a people look bad, because, you know, don't get it twisted. This is going to get out there in certain conversations and certain circles that, yo, Jamaica was upset that these guys won the Grammy.
And it's something that we're going to have to get used to in Beauregard, because there are so many reggae bands out there in the world influenced by our original veteran Jamaican reggae. And Soulja said so. When they collected the Grammy, they big up Jamaica and then big up the veterans who influenced them to come play reggae. And, you know,
Yes.
we're going to have to get used to this, because there are so many.
They won't be the last.
They won't be the last.
Non-Jamaican that you find singing reggae and possibly get nominated in that category.
And as long as we understand that this genre is one that needs more than computerized instruments, but we really need to understand the music. We need to be able to write music. We need to be able to read music. We need to be able to play music. And as long as we can't do that, it's people who can that we are going to be in competition with.
Yes.
I
have to
found
take
the
it
CD
serious,
to be
more serious.
delightful. We know something I can get enough money.
They
you
have
know.
some good songs, and I'm going to say
Delightful.
that. Yeah, they had some very good songs on the album, and I listened to the albums because I had to, you know, choose songs that I wanted to play on the air. So I had no choice but to listen to all the nominees. And Gramps Morgan's album was my favorite album. I wanted Gramps Morgan's album to win. You know, big ups to all of the other nominees and all their fans worldwide. But that was just my personal choice.
Right.
You know, but take nothing away from Soulja. They had some good songs on their album.
You know something, as you
And
say. Go
there are
ahead.
some people who comment and they have not heard the music. Some people say, I never hear about them before. That is the problem.
That is
You've
that's an
never heard
issue.
their music and you're talking.
Yeah, man. Same way so. But you know, they need to listen, and they really need to listen without prejudice. And something else that we have to remember, Beauregard, is that there are so many songs outside of the reggae genre. When you talk to veterans, the other day we were talking to Sister Judy and Sister Marcia, and they will tell you of all the music outside of the Jamaican culture that influenced who they are today. R&B,
Yes.
that R&B influenced almost all of our reggae veterans, and them not have way up for that.
No, they don't. So Mama Kelly, if in the near future, and I'm going to say in the near future, because we say out of many one people, and we know we have a lot of white Jamaicans living in Jamaica. Kids who were born in Jamaica, they are white. And let's say one day one of them should say they're going to start doing music. Become a DJ or a reggae singer. What are we going to say? They're not doing the music? Or you wouldn't accept it because they are white?
Can I tell you something, Beauregard? There's a school of thought right here in Jamaica who feel say, if you come from too far uptown, you're not for doing a reggae, you know. So if there are Jamaicans who feel that, who are excluding even Jamaicans, can you imagine how them excluding other cultures and races? Because it's just, look here, a whole heap of money me go get today, but look here now, me say me ready for you, say me ready for something. No, me ready for. Because at the end of the day,
No, truth is truth.
truth is truth.
Truth is truth.
And this is what music
Yeah,
is
man.
supposed to do. It's supposed to
We have
bring
to-
us together.
We have to start think more sensible than this 2022. And people are saying that this is how we're going to lose the music. How? How are we going to lose our music?
We can
The
lose
only
the
way
music. We can lose it. And may I suggest how? If we continue to produce nonsense.
Right.
Not saying that we
Right.
are producing only nonsense, because there are so many other people who were nominated. I had my favorite too. And my favorite, you know what I realized, Beauregard, that we tend to move towards where we're familiar. So I did just that, because it's a human tendency. We gravitate towards the familiar. So I kind of liked it, Hannah. I'm telling the truth, I didn't love it,
Right.
Hannah.
It had some lovely songs on our album too.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And
it
that
had
have
some
nothing
lovely
to do
songs
with
on our
any of
album.
the others, because I've been playing them all. But you see, since Soldier win, I've had to take another listen, because I listened before. Delightful.
They love it. They have been doing it for a while now, and this is their third nomination. So hats
Right.
off to them, and we just have to come again next year, and hopefully an artist from Jamaica win it. But if it's not an artist from Jamaica and they are not white, you still have to go congratulate them. That's how it go. They
That's
did
the way
reggae
so it
music
go.
and presented. Yeah, they presented the music, and what are we gonna do? What we now have to look into is our platform to award our artists in Jamaica.
That too.
Something that gives the artist the satisfaction that they wanted from the Grammys.
Absolutely.
I know the Grammys is an international platform, but we can big up ourselves for our own platform where the artists them walk on the carpet and feel good about themselves, and and just overall the love that we have for them is they feel it that night. Just
Beauregard,
like
you
the
see, if the
Grammys.
day should come that I think that it is all about white people playing reggae and it's them getting their award, I will be the first to say that's how I think. In this case, here, first of all, is the first all-white reggae band that has won the Grammy, and there are several out there. Nuff. This morning on Richie B program, Dr. Dennis Howard, I wish I could listen back to it, because Richie B was actually telling me him outlined the hundreds of reggae bands that there are out there that are outside of Jamaica. But you see, because it is the first time an all-white reggae band has won the Grammy, how much? Up 37 years now, I think the reggae Grammy is going on now. And it's the first time them win, a white band. And also, it's the third time this band has been nominated, and them never win before. And them did white before.
Even back in 1986, the first white band that got nominated, their name was Blue Rhythm Band. They were a white band from Kansas, Missouri. I believe they were the first band to also perform on Sunsplash back in '82, and that was the live performance that they submitted as their album, and it got nominated in 1986. Blue Rhythm Band. So it's been a couple of people outside of Jamaica that has been nominated for the Grammys. UB40,
Yes.
even Snoop Dogg changed his name to Snoop Lion. He's
Yeah.
a rapper,
Sting.
and he did a reggae album.
Sting when him collab with
Sting,
Shaggy. But
You have the Jewish reggae artist Mattis Sayu.
yes, he was
Mattis,
nominated
yes.
before,
He was nominated also.
right?
So
Right.
it's been a couple of nominations there. But big up all of our artists who have won over the years.
Absolutely.
I never knew that Ziggy Marley won seven Grammys. I didn't know that.
That's where the whole Marley fight came up, because they were saying that it was just the Marley. Let me tell you something. You see, there's always going to be an issue, and I accept that, and I have to respect that. But we have to think outside the box. And can I use the opportunity to big up those who entered, because we had some excellent albums from out of Jamaica, wonderful albums. But we also want to use the opportunity, and know me I go get born. We're going to also use the opportunity to send enough respect to the people outside of the Jamaican culture, the whole world of reggae music, who turn out in droves to our reggae shows and make reggae the genre that it is today. Big up on yourself.
Yeah, and those are the same people who keep these artists' careers alive.
Absolutely.
You know, without them, come on, let's be honest, Jamaica. Let's not lie to ourselves about the reality. You know, like these people are a big part of the culture.
Yep.
You know, we have to accept that.
Yes, we do. And know that I have listened, because I'm not going to go on like I perfect. I was obviously leaning towards the familiar. And I was playing most of the people who I know and who are close to me, who are part of my culture. I played them a lot, more than Soja. But Soja has taught us to love other people. Love other people, man. We must love other people. We must,
you know, say they mention my soul name in one of them songs from the album, Mama Kelly.
And that's why you love them, saying you think me I did.
Yeah, man, them big up King of These in that one song, Rewind.
Which tune?
Man.
Which tune that?
A couple of the sound, you know, them big up Stone Love and Jaro and so
That's a
on.
which
the song
tune?
is called Rewind with Soja, Cali Buds and J Books.
Oh, not on the album, but I've heard about it. Not on the album, but I've heard.
Yes, it is on the album.
Wait, name on the
Rewind.
album. You not seen a
I
Rewind?
think Press Rewind.
Oh,
Yeah,
Press
man.
Rewind. Yes, I see it.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I see it. Boy, I forgot listen when I come off here. I know. I tell you. I'm sure them not say nothing about Beauregard, though. I would have more killer boo.
No.
We're going to take a little break. I remember that Nana EQ is actually here, and we're going to have a little conversation with her. All right?
All right, no problem.
All right, so later. We have live inside of our studio none other. I call her Nana EQ, and she is here with us to untangle. Good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon, Queen.
All is well?
Give thanks for life, man.
Every time. Okay, so we are streaming live, so welcome our listeners and viewers of Irie Jam Radio and our host, Beauregard. If you've ever listened to the program, you know that we're streaming live to the Tri-State, and Beauregard will also be answering or asking, questions of you, right? So he's my co-host, right? So, Beauregard, you there?
Yeah, man. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, so this is
Beauregard.
Beauregard.
No, not Beauregard.
Not Beauregard. I can't bother. Beauregard. Look here. If it's too hard for you, you call him Killer Boot. Make a write it down on a piece of paper, yeah, because this Beauregard thing I go get out people. I don't want it. This stress out me listen to them and review of them. I guess them. So, see here, that's Killer Boo. No, this is one time when, before you call him Beauregard for my program, it better you call him Killer Boo. Killer Boo. Not it. Right away. So that's what's up. All right, so we have live inside of our studios Maroon Reggae Queen. And, you know, when I mentioned the word Maroon Reggae Queen in the Beauregard, I thought to myself that this should interest you, because any chance you get to ask about Maroons, I notice that you always should be teen. So you're going to get your chance now to ask about Maroon life. And we're going to start with this question, and you can take it from him. Love Maroon, you see.
Love himself.
Yeah, him love himself. Hear that? Him love himself. All right.
Yes.
So you grew up as a Maroon in the parish of Westmoreland. So give us a general experience of what that was like.
Growing up as a Maroon.
Come
little girl.
closer to the mic. Yes.
Growing up as a Maroon little girl, it was kind of different, you know, because we plant ground, we raise animals, and it no matter the gender, everybody have to work, you know. We have some little people in the district who are doctors, and they made their own medicine. So whenever anybody would get sick, they don't have to go to doctor because their doctor is already there. you know, we grow up under certain restrictions where even as growing up you're taught you shouldn't deal with any man in your community.
Really?
Yes.
That was a rule?
Yes.
Don't deal with nobody in the community?
Nobody in, because everybody is family.
Oh.
And even if you're not family, you would hear, go far away and get someone, you know. The parents would really teach you that.
Okay.
You know, so you would grow up where, I mean, you know, people broke the rules, but, you know, it doesn't happen so frequently.
Okay.
You know?
I'd never heard that before. Have you ever heard that, Beauregard?
No, never.
So hold on a little bit now. So that, don't you run the risk of dealing with someone who know nothing about Maroon culture, or that's okay?
Yeah, man, that's okay. Your choice is your choice.
All right. Me like that.
Yeah, man.
Love that.
Your choice is your choice.
All right. Beauregard?
So tell us about you said growing up Maroon. Like, did you have brothers and sisters that you grew up with?
Yeah, man. We grew up with brothers and sisters. But the thing is, remember, you know, it doesn't matter how your family is, you know. People choose their way. Because you have a lot of people who grow up now don't even care about their heritage or their history.
True.
You know? But some of us, it is embedded in us, so it just can't erase. You know? The same things that we learned, we live it. You know, we try our best, you know, and to teach others. You know?
My question to you would be... go ahead.
What was the schooling like? Was it different from other schools in Jamaica? Was it a special school for children to learn about the Maroons and their heritage?
No, we would go to normal school, but before we start going to school, we always have somebody in the community teaching us. You know, we get our first teacher is our community teacher. You know, before, because remember, the Maroons didn't really have. There are schools that is built up in the community, but at that time, you know, everybody had to go to the primary school or to the high school or whichever, you know.
Which of them you went to?
Well, I went to primary school, and from primary school to Grangeville Comprehensive High, you know. At the time, it changed over to Comprehensive High because it was secondary.
Okay.
You know, you have to pass your exams to go there. So, that's my first school after secondary.
Okay. So basically, apart from the Maroon culture, which was taught within the Maroon village, Maroon children grew up pretty much like Jamaican children.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, because the only difference is some grow in the community and most grow outside.
Exactly.
But we are one family.
Exactly.
Whether you accept it or you learned of it or not.
Exactly.
You know?
And for those of us who learned of it, because I've always felt that I was Maroon, but I was not told anything about it until later when I linked up with one of my elder relatives. So for those people who never grew up as Maroons, are we accepted nonetheless as Maroons?
Of course, we're all accepted. But firstly, one have to accept themselves.
That is it. That is it. That is it. Absolutely. You know, we're going to come back to this, Beauregard, because there's a CD that I have called Maroon Times, and it's actually a CD that's done with Nana EQ and the Paramount Chief. And it's a very revolutionary CD, but we're not going to play it right now. We're going to come forward to it later down in the interview. So at this point, tell us about your connection with reggae. How did it start? Where? With who?
My connection with reggae started in school.
Yes.
Started in school. It's a school thing where we used to play our own songs and sing reggae songs, you know. But I used to love I3s, you know. So I always sing I3 songs, especially Rita, you know. And me sing a few Marcia, but me love singing Rita songs because people always compare me to this black woman and say, Yana look alike, you know.
It's true.
And Yana sound alike, you know.
It's true.
You know. So me always admire that woman, you know. I honor her.
Right.
Yes.
Beautiful. And she's another Nana.
What was...
Go on.
What was the first Rita Marley song that you sung and people heard it and say you should really pick up music or you should really continue to sing these songs?
I wanna get high, so high. And people ask me, say, oh yeah, little girl, I sing We True.
But that was the first one.
Yes.
Yes.
That was my first song that I really love, you know. But before that song, it was like listening to the I3 singing with Marcia. Truly and them song, you know. Yeah.
And eventually you met Sister Rita Marley, who acknowledged that you do look like her.
Yes. At her place in up by 56 Hope Road, where you were.
Yes,
You were there the 6th of February that year. And you were there and she saw me. And I ran to her and hug her and said, Sister Rita. And she said, you remind me of myself when I was your age. Yes. She said that. She said, you remind me of myself when I was your age.
Oh my God. How did that make you feel?
I said, this is revelation. Because if so many people been telling me that, I know the woman herself, you know, say that, you know, I said, thank you, Queen, because I'm always hearing that. And she smiled. You know, she have this big,
pretty
bright smile.
Right. Lovely. Beauregard?
How did the name EQ come about and what does it mean?
The name EQ came from Saint Robbie, taxi gang. After I left country to Kingston, they were my first producer. So I was Sister Brenda, and I was singing in a group now. We call ourselves Chant. So we were singing in an Afro tree on a show, and Sly sent to call us after the show and said we should meet him at Mixing Lab. So when we went there, he and Robbie and Gitsy, all three of them come together and said, the group name is EQ. So, you know, we were singing as EQ, but then after they went their separate ways and I continued singing, Sly called me and said to me, don't change that name. That name is your name. You're the lead singer for that name. So you can get 2 other backup singers if you choose, but hold on to your name.
And you held on to it as the Ethiopian Queen.
Yes. Because what happened is that when they mean equalizer, but whenever the media would give me a write-up, they say Ethiopian Queen, you know, and Bonnie Wheeler always say Empress EQ. So he even the song that I did with Bonnie Wheeler is titled Empress EQ, Anja Bonnie Wheeler.
Okay.
You know, so
yeah,
I have songs under Empress EQ, Nana EQ, EQ, and Brenda EQ.
Okay.
Yes, so,
all right. So you mentioned Jaboni Wheeler, and I know that you have done work with other artists like even Gregory Isaacs. I know you have a rich history with Gregory Isaacs. Tell us a little, just a taste of how you came to meet Gregory and the importance of the role he played in your career.
I met Gregory at 13 years old when I was 13 on a show in Negril. I was performing on the show because my teachers used to take me to Negril to sing, and they say I'm brave and bold. So I start making my money from 12, singing on shows. So that evening Gregory was passing through Negril, but because they didn't have a headliner for the show, you just bring him on the show, you know, just like that. So, because the show wasn't so promoted, a whole lot of people didn't come. So the little money that was made, Gregory got it. And Gregory watched me performing on the show. And after him see me little girl, I mash up the show, he come on the stage and lift me up in the air and said to the people, he said, "Don't forgive her money." Know say she bad. And everybody started to throw money on the stage. And him picked them up. And him said, "Me I carry her home tonight because nobody now rob her." In the show. And he took me home to my mother. And my mother came out and said, "Mama, mama." And she came out. And she was so surprised that the whole village came down when them see the hat. Just the hat.
The lean hat.
Everybody
said, "I'll tell you what."
So every community and Sister Elise put in her pocket. And that man give her, I don't know if he can go home with none. That time I have $50, $100, and they made it. him and give so till everybody in the community get something from him.
Oh, God.
And him going to my mother's house now and pocket where I never touch. And take out the whole of the money and say, "Are your daughter worth that?"
Oh my goodness.
You know, at that time I mash up two player, record player for my mother already, you know. Yes. I mash up two so she could go buy it and buy a fridge.
You serious?
Yes.
Buy a fridge out of money?
Yes, she buy a fridge and she buy about the player. She buy all pot to man. She buy a couple things for the old man because me tell her, I say, "Mama, go buy nice things."
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes. And then
Nice,
after leaving
nice.
now, when I was 25 now, back to Kingston, I met George Nooks and Trinity. Came to mixing lab and said to me, "Greg, we need a girl to sing over a song." Somebody did it, but it was nice enough to him. So when them say to me, it's like my head, I say, "Gregory." And so I said, "I don't know if you find him." And he said, "Don't worry about that." And they put me in a taxi. When I go up there, he was in his office. And I knocked the door. And he said, "Who that?" And I said, "I'm the girl with George Nooks and Trinity sent to come sing." And he said, "Let her inside." I'm going to go inside. I don't see him because the studio, his office is beyond the studio. I brought him in there, talk to me, and him say, "Play it in like him say, English, put on the tape," and then play it, and I sit down and write and go inside, go sing. And when me finish sing now and come out and I listen and I say, "All right, if me get it so good, I can go back or do it better." He come out and I say, "No, first cut of the deepest. You can't do it again so good. Make it stay. This me want to hear a long time."
You hear that, boy? God, first cut of deepies.
Yes. And the song didn't do over. He had it that way. And it was a combination with me and him, because we end up doing about 4 combinations. So we're working on an album, but because he passed, you know. So
What is the name of that song?
I Love You. I Love You, yeah.
Wow.
The name of that song is I Love You.
You know something, we're going to take a commercial break. But before we take this break, we there a worry about white man a win Grammy. There is so much about our culture that is rich that people are waiting to emulate. So we don't have to worry about what them take and emulate already. Enough more there.
Sister?
Just even that story and Gregory said the first cut I deepest.
Yes,
which band from out of Jamaica? Which group from out of Jamaica can tell stories like this? We need to really give thanks for what we have.
Yes. Yes, and we need to share gracefully.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. We need to share gracefully. Well said. We're going to take a break. Soon come. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us on both the Bridge 99 FM and also on Irie Jam Radio. So you go ahead, Killer Boo.
Now, Sister EQ, I was just listening to you talking about those fond memories of, you know, Gregory Isaacson working with Bonnie Whaler. I'm sure those were some good times in your career. Tell us about some of the challenges that you have faced over the years as a female in reggae music.
Wow, so much. I don't even want to go into the challenges.
Way too much.
I just use all these challenges as a stepping stone.
Right.
Yes, because all that is happening now was happening from before me. Still happening. If I could change the time, let me not say the time. If I could change the way how some people think, you know, I would. Because most of the times we are responsible for holding us down because of how we think, because of our own motive and ego.
Right.
We choose to hold one down. But that's so sad. Because when you try to hold on one, you don't know how many more children needs to go to school, how many other old lady or old men that person is taking care of. You have no idea. So you just got to be careful what you do in life. You know, be careful of the reactions.
And to follow up, when I talk about challenges, have you ever came across what a lot of people in the industry call gatekeepers? Have you ever came across anybody who
Yes,
you felt that
man.
they
Them
were?
so much, man. Yeah, man. Gatekeepers.
Tell us
You're
about
talking about the gate holders?
No, not those who hold the gate, those who lego the gate. Free the gate, no sir? Right, Beauregard?
Yes, the holders, as she said, the keepers, the people, artists. I hear them talk about gatekeepers, people who has the ability to, let a lot of things go through or stop a lot of things in the music industry.
Yeah, man. They're there every day. Them so much. I don't know if them think they can take the blessings from the Most High children. Because music is not a competition, it's a mission. So it depends on how one sees it. When I have to go on the stage, I pray and ask the Father to direct me, because I know I am only a vessel. So I don't know how anyone else think. And I am not comfortable if I alone should go on a stage and at the end of the day people say, oh, EQ mash up the show. No, I want them say EQ and Elise and Yellow and everybody mash up the show. We have a good show. I am comfortable with that.
Right.
So if you're not thinking about other people like how you're thinking about yourself, then you have a big fault.
You have a big
Nobody
problem.
can correct that but you.
Big problem. All right. So, it's 12:50 already. So let us talk about this new song that you have. You get it? Oh, nice, man. So let us talk about this song that you've had. Rita Marley again.
Yes.
Let's go into that.
Nana Rita Marley. Anyway, you're there, Queen. She and Stephen sing it too, She and Stephen Marley. So, we big up the entire Marley family.
Same, so. So the new song is actually Who Called the Game.
Yes.
That song Who Called the Game was also co-written with her husband Bob Marley.
Yes, with Bob. I heard it's Bob and Sangie Davis.
Sangie, same so.
Yes.
Him and Sangie. Yeah. So what prompted you to do over this particular Rita Marley song?
Sister, when I look around, I was asked to sing a Rita Marley song, to record a Rita Marley song. And then the voice speak to me, say, who called the game? And I didn't refuse from doing what my iris said, and I'm happy doing it. The producer love it. People over the world globally just grabbing onto it.
Who is the producer?
Linval Thompson.
Okay.
Big up yourself, Mr. Thompson. Yes, Linval is the producer. And wow, it's getting such a great feedback.
Okay. We just got it. Our producer just got a copy of it a while ago. So we are also going to give it the love that we're supposed to get. It's supposed to get. And we're going to actually close out with that song. But before we close out, what else are you looking forward to with your career? What's your future looking like?
My future is looking bright right now because after the world locked down so long and after I had the last interview with you, I had so many shows to do after that. But because of the pandemic, everything just put on hold. But right now I'm looking forward to a US tour. Yes, I'll be going into the embassy anytime soon and many others to come.
Beautiful.
But yes, I'm doing that right now with High Cymbal Band will be my band and other associates with put an input. I must big up Miss Kemp. She's the first person who took this song and sent it off. I have to give her big respect and big up One Blood Carl as she sent this song to him. And trust me, he is playing such a role with this song.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we just want to say thank you so very much for passing through. And I know that you're a daughter like any other daughter, but you're not a daughter like any other daughter. You know them kind of way. They're a daughter like every other daughter, but she's just not a daughter like every other daughter. And I know that the world will continue to find you very interesting. Beauregard, if you knew this daughter, if you met this daughter and just had some time, not this, just some real time, like when you go by the sea and you don't know, we just talk, you would just be in awe of this Maroon Queen because there's so much more.
I I already sense that vibe and energy.
Yes. And she would tell you stories that would just have you just so excited to know more about the culture and herself, and wonderful queen. So again, thank you so very much for passing through the Bridge 99 FM studios.
Thank you, sister.
And we close.
And thank you, Team Bridge.
and what you do? And
Irish Jam and Killer Boo.
Ay. I'm going to some people. Hear that?
Up.
Okay. So we're going to seal off with Nana EQ's version of Rita Marley's "Who Called the Game."
Yes.
Me say, who caught the game? Who caught the game? It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Bobby Ram. Who caught the game? Tell me now. Who caught the game? It's not the Rasta man, so it must be Bobby Ram. Somebody play the wrong domino and cause the world to follow. Someone is filling their socks in a compulsory black. Who caught the game? Tell me now. Who caught the game?
It is now 12:55. Want to use the opportunity to send another big shout out to Miss Kemp and One Blood Card. Bless up yourself. And now that we have this song here on the bridge, we'll be doing our part to promote this Rita Marley original sung by Nana EQ. Just want to say enough love to all those listening tri-state and those listening from the Irie Jam Radio and the whole team. Bless up on yourself and thank you so very much. Beauregard?
And to the whole Bridge Nation, to everybody in Jamaica, bless up yourselves, everybody worldwide. Thank you all for tuning in to myself and Mama Kelly every Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m. right here. We'll do it again on Thursday.
That's right. And we'll be in touch.
Yes.
All right. Bless up yourself.